cause I be busting the dope moves. But the problem stay the same. How you riding for the cash when you ain't riding in my lane? Shorty all about a paper, so your mixture look the same. In the game, I play the lane like Eddie Kane, cause I be busting the dope moves.
Let him finish it. Okay, so we back. The last thing he said was where we just finished off. I asked him if carbon dating is not a good methodology of dating old ancient things. What methodology should we use? And he said, use your fucking brain. Now it's on him. Go ahead.
Okay. You can use your brain because, like, people, they can use certain parts of science, like radar. You know that thing where they see what's underground, like that I forgot what it's called, radiology or some shit. And you can find that stuff is underground. Certain parts of science does work on being able to find things. Now, carbon dating and things like that, that's what the scientific method, the hypothesis. If something happens, then what's the result? That's a hypothesis.
That's what carbon dating is?
Yes.
So
carbon dating is the biggest hypothesis.
So carbon dating is not measuring the carbon within a rock?
I mean, that's what it is, but it's still not accurate.
But
it's still not accurate.
But do they tell it's not perfect? But if you're talking about something that's 10,000 years old and it can get you within a few hundred years or a few thousand years, a few hundred years, how is that wrong when we don't have a better methodology?
But if you pull up a Vishnu statue that's fucking 100 fucking feet under fucking ground, and that's the furthest fucking thing down under that bitch that you can fucking find.
But Paco,
it's obvious that you're going to say
Paco, are you saying that they couldn't have dug 100 feet down? Are you saying that's impossible? So what I'm asking you is this. If people, I'm not talking about modern day people. Are you saying the people who created the Vedic religion couldn't have dug 100 feet down?
I don't know if they would do it. I don't know why they would do it.
I mean, but you don't know why they wouldn't either.
Culture,
but you wouldn't.
They just follow what they follow.
But again, Paco, what I'm explaining to you is this. Just because something is lower in the dirt, that only dictates how far the ditch was dug, possibly. What you're talking.
I mean, that's how science works. They know civilizations build themselves on top of each other.
But radiocarbon dating is a part of science. It's an invention of science.
It is, but that's proven to find shit that's underground. Nothing more, nothing less.
No, that's not what radiocarbon dating does.
Where is this carbon? Like, that's not accurate, bro.
Paco, how do you know that?
Because it's not.
How do you know that?
Some good guesses might came from that, but that's about it, bro.
What I'm explaining to you is, are you saying that it's impossible to read the amount of carbon off of something else and compare it to the amount of carbon off of something else?
It's not impossible. It's just not accurate. It's not accurate enough to say something is 100% original or nothing.
So how can you say that Vedic is the first religion?
Because everything I read, that's what it said.
And the things you read, are any of those based off of radiocarbon dating?
Even all the religions today follow that same fucking structure.
But do we agree that all the religions today are not all of the religions that have been on the planet?
To me, it's all just Vedic Hinduism.
So what I'm saying is, again, were the Native Americans in America, whether they from Africa or Asia, whatever, that's not even relevant in this scenario. Were the Native Americans in America, because you said 100,000 years ago, right? You said black people was in America 100,000 years ago, right?
Give or take, approximately.
Okay. Oh, so you don't have to be precise, but science does.
No, I never said that. I'm trying to be precise.
Okay.
I never said that.
Okay, but you
never.
Okay, it doesn't matter. So the question is this.
I'm in the science. I know better
so
than that.
The question is this. Was Vedic religion around back then?
Of course. Well, no, not back 100,000 years ago. No, I thought you meant just over here, period. Oh, no, not 100. I don't know about that.
So how did the black people in America get a Vedic religion?
What you mean? That's not primary over here.
But you
Even though they
said
got little temples and stuff
no.
from back in the day.
It's even worse
But
than
nah,
that. It's even worse than
that
that.
never.
It's even worse than that.
Hmm?
You said it's worse than that. You said it came from a religion that comes after that.
It does.
Okay, so you saying that people over here who've been here 100,000
But
years?
that's just a culture.
Yeah, but what is your
That's just
definition
a
of?
religion.
Can you define culture?
Culture is just like group tendencies. What they follow, what they eat, their language,
Okay, so again, let's
the
go
way they
back.
dress, shit like that.
Let's go back to what you just said. Aztecs, Bantus, Hebrews, and Vedics. Do they dress the same? Speak the same? Have they ever
Nah, of
dressed?
course not.
Okay, but you just said that was part of people's culture, and you said that all the people I just named had a Hebrew culture. So if they all
Yeah.
had a Hebrew culture, how come their languages aren't the same? When you just said language is a part of culture.
Over here, at one time, they all had some type of Hebrew language and
So
culture. Yeah.
is what was going on? But that ain't what you said earlier. You said Bantus.
80% had
You said
Hebrew
Bantus
culture.
have a Hebrew culture.
They do.
You said Esans have a Hebrew culture.
They do.
Okay, so 100,000 years ago they had a Hebrew culture. But
It's not that old, no.
okay, but you so how did the people in America get a Hebrew culture if it's not that old? If they were here 100,000 years, Paco?
Because nobody said they was religious.
That ain't what I asked you. You said they had a Hebrew culture. You just said after a second ago the Hebrew culture didn't exist 100,000 years ago. So I'm asking you.
I don't know why you trying to confuse me and the people, but Hebrew language ain't that old, brother.
What I'm asking you.
But people are people, and they were here.
Yeah, but you said that Hebrew culture any culture consists of tendencies, language, dressing the same. That according to you. That's what you said. So what I'm
That don't
asking
mean nothing about how long somebody was here, though.
what I'm asking you is the black
here
people.
or there.
That's not what I'm focused on. I'm focused on how black people in America 100,000 years ago can have a Hebrew culture.
Because they probably created over here, and
Okay, so how did the people over there get it?
how?
So how did the people over there get it?
Because it's scattered over there. It's very scattered.
Okay, so
To the point
my
where
next
I
question.
don't believe it came from there.
So my next question to you is this: it's not scattered in America? That's a side question, but I just
not before the invasion and stuff like that. No,
was it scattered over there before the invasions?
pretty much, yeah.
Oh, so it was always scattered over there?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, so back to my original point. Everybody in Africa don't have a Hebrew culture, right?
At all, no.
Okay, so how do you know the people I come from had a Hebrew culture?
So they did.
How do you know that?
Hmm?
How do you know that?
Because it's possible that some people from over there came over here, and some people over there came over here.
But if we would,
Very simple.
But if we was to make a distinction of
Just like Mongols, with the Mongols invaded over here, and they started to follow what they followed, especially in the islands.
Say that again.
Just like it's a fact that what they call Mongols.
Mongolians?
Mongolians, they invaded over here, and
Over where?
they started following what they followed. If you watch History Channel, they keep telling you that
invaded
over
over where?
What you mean where they invaded? They was right over the other side of the fucking sea. So it was easy for them to get over here.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Okay, so when you saying Mongolians, you mean like Genghis
That's all
Khan?
I mean. Yeah, them guys, them invaders, yeah.
But wasn't it already people over here before Genghis Khan was ever born?
For sure. I just said they got invaded. And they start following that culture, yeah. They tell you that right on History Channel when they go interview them people. Right on History Channel, brother.
So now the History Channel is correct.
No, but when you listen to the people, they correct.
So when you listen to the people, they know more than science know?
Yeah, because they pass down generations of fucking stories.
So let me ask you a question.
And it's not approximate.
So let me ask you a question. So how do you feel about descendants of Native Americans saying that black people aren't the Olmecs that they are, the Asians?
That's cute. That's all that is.
So when somebody says something that doesn't agree with you, it's cute. But when somebody says something that you believe agrees with you, it's real.
Nah, when you look up stuff and read stuff and
But where did you ever
get some
look
like
up? But where did you ever look up that the people of America have anything to do with Genghis Khan and Mongols or Mongolians?
because they said it.
Paco, when was the
You can tell by the color and
Paco, when was the Mongolian army?
what you mean? What were they?
When was it?
When?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about these dates.
Okay, when did the people who came from
That's
Asia?
not what I study.
When did the people who come from Asia? When did they get to America? How long have they been here?
Oh my goodness, for a long time.
The people from Asia, not the
Yeah.
black people, not the. I'm not talking about the black people.
Both.
Okay, so they both been here. Not, I mean, the blacks is 100,000 years roundabout. The people from Asia is half of that, more than that,
Maybe
less
a
than
little
that,
less than half.
like
Maybe a little bit less, but
like
yeah, for a
30,000
long
years
time.
or something.
In South America and Peru, yeah.
Like 30,000, 20, 30,000 years. Okay, so my question is this. You agree that the black people from America who got here 100,000 years ago and the people who are Native Americans from, well, the people, let's just call them Asians. You agree that they're not the same people,
I'd say
right?
like 100, like 10,000 years ago. Let me change that. Like 10,000
The red people.
years ago for them.
The red people, right?
They're a little more, yeah. The
Okay.
Chinese people, yeah.
Okay.
That
So-
made them, yeah.
So my question to you is this. They've been here
Mhm.
10,000 years. You've been here 100,000 years. Hebrew is, and both of them have a Hebrew culture.
Not necessarily them, nah. But yeah, them too. You're right.
So what
They
I'm,
follow certain similar things.
so what I'm saying is where they came from, the culture that they had when they came from, they never made that a thing here, correct? They
They brought
completely
some of their culture over here.
okay. So how are they Hebrews if they had a culture?
I mean, they probably assimilated once they got here.
Yeah,
and
but
it was kinda like a
assimilation only
mix
happens.
between the cultures.
But wait. All right, we got it. All right, y'all. T for time. We
You
got
can follow more than one thing.
no. Listen, y'all. We got to nip this in the bud. Assimilation can only happen with mass sex. Y'all do understand this. So when he keeps using this word out of fucking context, saying these people got assimilated, these people got, it doesn't work like that, y'all. The black people in Europe got assimilated because they was there before the white people. Once the white population grows out of control, it later assimilates the black populations of Europe. It doesn't work like, oh, this group of Navajo start going to war with these Cherokee, and then the Cherokee assimilate the Navajo. It don't work like that because you can find Navajo and Cherokee, y'all. That proves that all Cherokees don't mix with all Navajos. So assimilation is only applicable when you're talking about a group of people who got enveloped or enveloped.
Some people just take the culture and kill the people. Like,
Exactly. That would be assimilation. That would not be assimilation.
And you obviously don't know how brutal Chinese people is. And
so again, y'all, are all Asians brutal, y'all? Are all Asians brutal? Are the people who are in America? Okay, are the people who are in America from China? No, y'all. So
what you mean? What?
They're not from China. They're from Siberia.
Oh, I'm talking about South America. You coming up there? Okay,
they're from South.
Whatever.
They're Siberia. Same thing.
It's a North American Canada. They different.
No, y'all. The people from Siberia are from South America all the way to Canada. These people share genetics. These people share languages. These people share religions. These people share cultures and practices. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. There's factual. Okay, I'll give it to y'all like this. The Iroquois are traced back.
Always following some Hebrew shit.
Again, y'all. The Iroquois are traced back to Asians. And guess what? Something y'all should know. The Iroquois are the deepest Native Americans in South America. They're at the very bottom of South America, y'all. But guess what? They got there after Mayans were a thing. After Olmecs were a thing.
Yeah, Mayans was the first one that was populated.
No, Olmecs was the first ones. Well, you might be right. You might be right about populating, but that's not right neither, y'all. The people who populated the Americas predate all these cultures.
The Olmecs,
listen, y'all.
Damn
No, listen, I want y'all to understand something. I want y'all to
What the
understand something.
fuck,
I want y'all
man?
to understand something. The people who come into America
Damn
from the
it.
Bering Strait, right? It's not one migration. It's multiple migrations.
And they not mine whatsoever. So go ahead,
So what I
bro.
want y'all to understand is this. These people would populate the Americas. These people will populate all of the Americas from Canada to South America. They would become the dominant population. They would live in every fucking temple. They will fucking. The North Americans were far more primitive than the South Americans, so that's why he's trying to claim the black ones were South Americans, because then he could claim their technology. But what I'm saying to you is this.
I mean, a lot of them made it up here too to us, so, you know.
What I want y'all to understand is we ain't none of them people. We ain't Mayans. We ain't Aztecs. We ain't
Damn, we ain't
Iroquois.
mines.
Fuck no, we ain't Mayans, y'all.
It's sad, guys.
No, I want
It's
y'all to
bad,
I
man.
want y'all to understand, if you are a believer that the Olmecs is black, if you are a
This is
believer,
bad, yo.
if you are a believer
They're
of
the
that,
Mayans, brother.
this is what I want y'all to understand. This is what I need y'all to understand. It's the same conversation as Kemet and Nubia.
Mayan means illusion,
Listen,
mysterious
listen,
people,
y'all,
dog.
listen, y'all. That's not what Maya mean, but that's his definition of it. He got a
You can look it
different
up.
fucking
You
word
can look it up.
semantic for everything. But what I want y'all to understand is
Look it
this.
up. What
Listen,
them
y'all.
bubble offensive blacks say? Look it up.
Okay, this what I want y'all to
Alright, let me see my phone back.
this what I want y'all to understand. These people, right? If you think the Olmecs is black, like I believe that, right? I want y'all to understand. Just
Why you keep saying you believe that? That's facts, brother. It's
listen.
cool if you believe
I'm
it or
just
not,
gonna
but
keep saying I believe that because I don't believe it's enough evidence to make it a fact. So
they don't,
I'll
look,
just leave it
they
at
don't
that.
start lying until you get like Mexican and
What
Puerto
I
Rican and
what
stuff.
I
Like,
want y'all to know is
what's
this.
going on, bro?
What I want y'all to know is this. What I need y'all to know is this. The way I want to paint it is this. Let's just take for granted that the Olmecs are black. Can y'all imagine America that's full? Let's can y'all imagine America that's full of Asians, red to yellow, from Canada to South America, who had never built anything, who there's no evidence of them building shit for real, for real. Then all of a sudden, these Olmecs get here, and now shit start getting built. Can y'all imagine a world? That's the scenario I want to lay out for y'all, and that's not my scenario. That's the common conception of people who believe the Olmecs are black. There's no evidence of that
There we
technology.
go.
There's no evidence of
Now,
there.
Maya, now Hinduism, supernatural power wielded by God and demons to produce illusions. Hinduism, Buddhism, a power by which universe become manifest an illusion and appearance and what is it called?
So he just gave y'all two different definitions, and he's saying they the same thing.
Nah, I just put in mine and they telling me about Sanskrit and
But
that's
listen,
just
y'all.
one. Hold on,
Now,
that's it.
if carbon dating ain't good, then we can't prove Sanskrit is one of the oldest languages. Sanskrit and cuneiform is the two oldest writings that we know of. So again, what I want y'all to understand is this is a process that goes from Africa to India, just like the religion goes from Africa to India. Now, all right, I'll drop the knowledge on y'all. Y'all want the real knowledge? I don't be giving y'all the real knowledge because this is the stuff y'all won't find on the internet. All religion. Brock's about to make a fucking bold proclamation, D. You ready for this? All religion starts with the study of the stars, which starts in West Africa. Period. End of story. So people putting stories to the study of the stars is what you people call religion. The biggest star, our star, is called the sun. This is sun worship, ladies and gentlemen. It's astrology, which astronomy is a cheap version of. So after they come up with astronomy, this is why you look at the celestial bodies, as they call them, and they name them after this is Hercules, this is the Taurus. Look at the zodiac, y'all. The zodiac is the same thief. The zodiac is something that people in West Africa figured out by studying the motherfucking stars, and they didn't call it no religion. And this is how I can show y'all evolution of religion, because all religions did not evolve with gods. All religions did not evolve with gods. There are practices like voodoo, which also come from astrology, but don't have gods in it. It's more based like the zodiac. The zodiac doesn't have gods in it, but the religions are based off the zodiac, which are based off astrology. So if y'all really want to know the truth about religion, which they have put some supernatural being to physical celestial bodies you can see with your own eye in the sky. They can't explain them. Nobody can. Nobody's ever been close enough to explain them. So what they did was they used things that are unexplainable, the unknown, and they combined that with man's vanity, and they made God look like man. This is a creation of Vedics to a certain degree. Because the people who would propagate this would go on conquest from India all the way to Morocco, and they would push his Hebrew shit. They would,
I'm just looking at mine. It got everything to do with Hinduism. That's crazy.
but Paco, it's not crazy.
Magic shows and
Paco, it's not
spirits,
crazy. It's all based off the
spirits being
same
real,
shit.
like myself.
But listen, y'all. But y'all have to understand the Mayans have been in America before Hebrew exists. So we know that Hebrew comes from Vedic. We know that, y'all. So why is he saying people have a Hebrew culture and not saying they got a Vedic culture? Because it's not Hebrew, y'all. The Hebrew is the people. The Hebrew, listen, I'm going to tell y'all why he's saying it's Hebrew. Because the first time you can equate it to a mass group of black people is with Canaanites. The first time you can pin Hebrew on a mass group of black people is Canaanites, y'all. See, the Sumerians, it's the same thing as the Nubians, and it's the same thing as the Olmecs, y'all. The Sumerians had the information. Akkad, Babylon, Assyria, they didn't get strong till they moved and migrated to Mesopotamia. Once they got around the Sumerians, who we all know that the Sumerian is what they call a language isolate, y'all. It's not related to any other language. We also know that according to cuneiform and Sanskrit, that later on, the Akkadians, who are the first Middle Easterners to make it to Mesopotamia, they start to mix and combine culture with the Sumerians, who predate them in the area. So when he talk about Vedic being the first religion, it's the religion that gave birth to these Afro-Asiatic, to these Indo-Aryan,
But
and
I
these
was
Europe.
just wondering why when I type in mine, they keep saying Hinduism and Buddhism. Hey, you go figure it out, brother.
What did you type in? So I can look at what you're looking at.
Mine is more Indian, but I'm just saying to correlate with.
Yeah, but Paco, you do understand
my
India's in
thoughts.
Asia, right?
Hmm?
You do understand India's in Asia, right?
Why wouldn't it be?
And you understand that Mayans come from Asia, right?
I understand that. I think that that's where the Americans populated once they got overseas, mostly. Yeah. I think the American people, black people, settled in India. And
Yeah.
that's why they said when the Mayans escaped, they went to like them islands like
Okay.
Laos,
Okay. So
Cambodia.
my question to you is, how did you get to India? And how did you get to India, and when did you get there?
Well, boats, and I
Okay.
know we the one that play with that religion shit. I know we was the ones playing with that religion shit. Africans got their own thing. You feel me?
Africans got religions too. Y'all just don't acknowledge
Yeah.
them as religions because nobody outside of Africans practice it.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna consider it a religion.
Well, that's a
I'm
white
not.
man's way of looking at it. If only Africans practice it, it's not a religion. See, I don't look at things like that. I look at mythology as religion that's no longer practiced. The proof of that, if white men want to tell on people, is Greeks. Y'all used to believe what Greeks believed, just like the Baltics and the Slavics believe what they believed. So y'all built temples. Y'all spent man hours on this shit in Greece, in fucking Athens, in fucking in Rome. Y'all spent manpower on this. This was a symbolism of high society according to y'all. Why would y'all build temples in these people's honor, like the things they got of Abraham Lincoln here in America, if you weren't trying to honor those people, if you didn't pray to those people, if these were not temples of worship, if these were not the first churches before the word church was created? So anybody using, as you like to say, their brain knows that these are not those things you call folklore and mythology. Some of them, not all folklore is religion, no, but those things you call, especially mythology, that's the key word. I'm not even going to focus in on the folklore because that can go both ways. But mythology is only mythology because it was a religion. That's why, whether you're talking about Baba Yaga, That's come from religion. Whether you're talking about Krampus, that comes from a religion.
Mhm.
Vampires don't. That's like folklore, I guess. That's not mythology. That's based off of
Mhm.
dude. So it's different. Werewolves don't. Frankenstein don't. Frankenstein come from a book. What's his name? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Vampires come from Vladimir. What's his name?
Yeah, Vlad the Impaler. Right, correct.
Yeah.
Right. That's a literal dude though.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a
He was
fucking
eating
cannibal.
niggas.
Yeah.
Mm.
Vicious bull. Vicious bull. And
Mhm.
that's my point. Mythology was religion. The same way people put stock into religion and they believe. Listen, y'all, you will be killed in the place where Athena come from, not talking bad about Athena. They would kill you. They would take your fucking life. They might burn the people who with you as heretics.
For sure.
Because that was their God. So again, y'all, the theory of God has been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
A very long
Even
time.
before Hinduism. Yeah.
Correct. Now, Hinduism is where these modern day religions come from. But if you just study Zoroastrianism, you'll see that we're not the Zoroastrians, y'all.
No, that's the original Muslim stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, original Muslim, Hebrew, and fucking Christian.
No, not. They ain't got nothing
Oh
to do with
my
that.
God, y'all. Judaism come from Zoroastrianism, y'all. Facts.
I know Muslim shit come from here.
All
I
three
ain't
of them,
see
don't
that.
listen, y'all. Listen. I'm gonna break it down right
I
now.
ain't saying it's right or it's wrong, but
I'm
I've
gonna
never
show
seen
y'all
that in
how
my
I'm right.
life.
I'm gonna show y'all how I'm right. I always got the fucking evidence because I don't talk out of turn. I only speak on
Alright.
what I know.
I've never seen it.
Abraham come from Babylon, y'all. Are these not the children of Abraham? Are these stories, these religions, not propagated by the
Where is
grandsons?
Babylon?
Huh?
Where is Babylon?
In Mesopotamia.
Oh, it's in Mesopotamia.
But
Okay.
listen, y'all, what do we call them? The Abrahamic religions. We know who they come from. They come from his line. The seeds of Abraham, y'all. That's why they're called the Abrahamic faiths. Because these are the stories, the religions that were made by the
It's all the
sons.
same for sure.
No, it's deeper than that, y'all. These were made by the sons of the king. Abraham is the king. His sons and grandsons go on to make their own religions when they take thrones. So when you talk about Lot being saved, Lot was saved right up the street from Israel, y'all. So we know now that Israel, Babylon, Acadia, we know that all of these people are in cahoots. And I'm not saying look at the movie because of his skin tone. Let's put his skin tone aside. The Rock is a black man. We all agree. But remember, in the Scorpion King, he was called an Akkadian. I want y'all to understand, Akkadians are not Africans. Akkadians are Indo-Aryans. They're Afro-Asiatics that mix with Eurasians. It's real simple, y'all. This is what Indo-Aryan is. Your people of Iran, your people of Turkey. These are Indo-Aryans, Armenians, Anatolia, Tyre. You're talking about Indo-Aryans. They have a language. They have their own religions. They have haplogroups that are exclusive to Indo-Aryan peoples. Just like Afro-Asiatics have haplogroups that are exclusive to Afro-Asiatics. In Niger Congo, people have haplogroups that are exclusive to Niger Congo. In Khoisan, exclusive to Khoisan. And Nilo-Saharan, exclusive to Nilo-Saharan. Yes, there are mixes. But y'all must understand, a mix is never the majority in a situation like those situations back then. Because there were kingdoms. And in each individual kingdom, whatever individual group of people held their kingdom and they were the population. Just like in Europe, y'all, white people are the majority of the population. Just like in Africa, black people are the majority of the population. So Afro-Asiatics make up about 30% of the population, y'all. Sub-Saharan Africans is pretty much the rest of all of Africa, which they group Khoisan and Nilo-Saharan in. But Khoisan and Nilo-Saharan are the smallest groups in Africa. They're some of the oldest groups in Africa. They're also, Khoisan are a language isolate. They don't get their language from any group of people on earth. It cannot be connected by its vowels, its consonants, or its pronunciations with any other group of any other language on earth, just like the Sumerians. So now we start talking about ancient peoples, y'all. The Ibero-Marsuians, the people who would later on populate the Iberian Peninsula and break up into different groups and not fuck with each other later, like Spain and Italy and Sicily. They all come from the same white people. Here's where the twist come, y'all. People in Germany, they don't. They come from different white people. People in Russia, they don't. They come from a different group of white people. See, it's not
Right.
it's not hard to understand, y'all. If
Bro,
Caucasoids,
while you talking, I'm just doing nothing but reading his mind stuff. So whatever you saying, I don't agree with it, brother.
that's fine. But he can't he's on the computer and he can't provide no evidence for none of the shit he ever talk about. He
No,
going
mine is more interesting than the shit you talking about.
Yeah, but the
Like, they
Mayans
ain't got a lot of my
but
folks,
but
brother.
again, y'all, the Mayans been in America before Hebrew existed. So how
Yeah,
do so again, y'all, what evidence do he have? All right, I'm gonna do my own homework on the
it's
Mayans.
kind of like telling me it's Hinduism, and it's crazy.
Okay. So let's do it like this, y'all. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Okay? Let's do it like this. Analysis of uniparental genetic markers indicate that Maya have a dominant Native American ancestry. So, genome, I mean, that's the first thing again. Genome, it says 55% for Ladino, European 8%. Hold on, I gotta click on it because I don't even know what site I'm on. Okay, analysis, autosomal, Latin, Guatemala, mitogenome, specific ocean, in part mirroring conclusion. The data reveal the existence of fluid gene flow in the Mesoamerican area and in predominantly unidirectional flow towards South America, most likely occurring during the pre-classic 1800 BC 200 AD and the classic 200 to 100 AD eras of Mesoamerican chronology, coinciding with development of most distinctive and advanced Mesoamerican civilization. The Maya phylogenetic features and mtDNA or metadNA data also suggest demographic scenario that is compatible with the modern local endogamy and isolation in the Mayan combined with episodes of genes exchanged between ethnic groups, suggesting an ethnogenesis in Guatemalan Mayan that is recent and supported on cultural rather than a biological basis. Electronic supplementary material background. What the fuck? They got all this and they don't and they
Yeah,
don't and they
that's
don't.
complicated, right?
Yeah, they this no this site is. So I'm like I said, I'm not even gonna fuck with them. You don't fuck with National Geographic. So
Well, yeah, they just explain around different things.
okay,
That's
the
what they doing.
relationship of Mayas to other indigenous peoples of the America has been assessed using traditional genetic markers. Mayas inhabit several parts of. Just show me what the fuck I wanna see. God damn, just show me where the fuck Mayans come from. Who are they? What their genes? That's all I want to see. I don't want to see with all this fucking extra shit. Haplogroup B and all this other shit. I don't care. Okay, here we go. I guess it is right. Haplogroup B is signified by a 9 BP region V deletion and a heli site at MP633. If y'all don't know, they're giving y'all the source to go look it up. The site is called MP633, indicates polymorphism haplotype AM6. The 9 BP deletion sets the parameters for lineage B, dominant in the South. Haplogroups B display 9 BP deletion with populations grouped from South America, Central America, North America, and across the Bering Strait into Siberia. There is a decline in frequency towards the north. Higher frequencies are reported in the south and were almost absent in the north. It has been suggested that the 9 BP deletion may be developed independently, but it appears to be on the same genetic background throughout the New World, Asia, and the Pacific, indicating a common origin. So again, y'all, they look at that frequency and they see that all these people have a code that matches. Some people don't have that code. They can look at black people, white people, they can look at yellow people. Some people have it and some people don't. So you could be black and have that code. Y'all have to understand that. But to our knowledge, there is no group of black people where the mass majority of them have that code. That is a code that is found amongst Asians. And since there's
Nice, right?
and Americans.
Yeah.
Now the problem is they ain't never found the Olmec to study. They only found the stuff that they built. They've never found the Olmec body. So that's the issue when it comes to the Olmecs. There is no DNA to study. There is no what kind of skull do you have. If y'all listen to the old videos, y'all hear me say Negroid, Caucasoid, Mongoloid. And sometimes I'll be mad at him and I don't explain things. Because somebody asked me the other day, what's a Mongoloid? They thought I was talking about a person with a disease or something, like a mental disorder. No, that's not what I'm talking
I know what they is.
Right.
I know you.
There's skull sizes.
Yeah.
There's the skull shapes. So white people have Caucasoid skulls. So a person could be light skinned, as some people may use that term, or dark white, and still be a white person. But in the same token, they can also be a black person, y'all. That person with that white looking or very high yellow skin, they can still be a white person. And a person with high yellow skin or white skin could also be an Asian, y'all. These colors are not describing any group of people universally because there are exceptions to the rule. But the rule is that black people, dark-skinned people, dark brown and black have Negroid skulls predominantly, 99% of the time. Anybody on earth who has a Negroid skull, your ancestors were Africans. Facts. The first Negroids were Africans. I'll even go deeper than that, y'all. Some science people is frowned upon to say this. They say the only way you can be 100% human is to be an unmixed African. They said the human race starts out with Africans. Therefore, everybody is African to a certain extent. Some of us have archaic humans in us, and some of us don't. And there was an old terminology in science where they said the only people who were 100% human, modern day humans, are Africans who have mixed with nobody else. And this goes back, this is what I'm saying. Y'all got to understand this.
That's obvious because they don't go nowhere.
Yeah, some of them didn't. You as yourself admitted that somewhere in America 100,000 years ago.
In Africa, and that's what you said, bro.
They was in Africa, but you making it like none of them
they
ever left.
Over here,
you said they. You said, but Paco, who said they didn't? That. Why wouldn't they? Or did all Africans do? They didn't. Paco, why didn't they?
In your definition, they didn't.
How didn't I? How is my definition saying that they didn't?
Because then they wouldn't. They went up there and had crumpled in tea and came back. That's what you told me.
Why do they have to come back? It's not enough Africans in Africa to populate the rest of Africa. We know that all Africans.
In a couple hundred years, they probably wouldn't be the same, brother.
But again, the only way assimilation can take place, Paco, is if one population is larger than the other.
You're just saying they're more original than everybody else.
No. I'm not even saying that I agree with that statement. I'm just telling you some old stupid shit that when science wasn't where it's at today, they made statements of, and when the PC rules wasn't, the Me Too rules wasn't on an all-time high, back when eugenics was becoming a thing and genetics was becoming a thing, people did studies and certain scientists made statements saying that the only way you could be 100% human is to be a full 100-blooded African and not be mixed with any other people, because most of the other people on earth come from Africans mixing with archaic humans to some degree. That's where you get your first Asians. Now, all Asians don't come out of that first group. Some Asians come out of the 100th group and some Asians come out of the 1000th group. And sometimes the groups get so far apart that they don't even look the same. Sometimes they get so far apart that they got different things in their genetics that the other ones don't. So when you look at the people of the Senegalese islands, they're still black because they didn't allow people into their island and they didn't mix with other people. So they still look black as pitch, even though they off the islands of India, y'all. They still black as pitch. Everybody in India is not black like that, but the Senegalese islands is an extenuating circumstance because it would take for a population of people larger than them to go to that island, take that island, and either mate with them or eradicate them to change the way the people of the island look. So that's evidence that if people just stay where they are and don't fuck with other people, they can maintain their genetics, like Nilo-Saharans. The Nilo-Saharans in the city can be mixed, but the ones out in the tribes that live out in the bush that only live around Nilo-Saharans, what's the odds of a group of people coming in there and mixing with all of them? It's slim to none. And that's why Nubians can still be found, even though Egypt at one time was a mixed culture. Yes. Because all Nubians didn't go into Egypt. All Nubians didn't mix with the peoples who were there. So even if Kemet or Egypt becomes a mixed culture, that does not change all Nubians, y'all. So even if one group of black Africans go into Europe, it has nothing to do with the rest of them. Even the people who come back to Africa that are now mixed, they only affect the people that they mix with. They cannot affect everybody in Africa. Thus, the Khoisan look like Khoisan because they only fuck with Khoisan. They don't fuck with everybody else. Yes, there's probably a Khoisan girl living in South Africa who speaks perfect English and it's part of her genetics. But her family moved to the city, or were forced to a city, or were forced into colonization. All Khoisan weren't. So we can still find full-blooded Khoisans. We can still find full-blooded Nilo-Saharans. The Bantu itself is a mixture of West Africans. Different ones, Voltas, Congos, Atlantics, Yorubas, Isans. All these people is Benin, Togo, Ghana. All these people is right on top of each other, y'all. And they mix amongst each other. And then the people who spread it are historically called Bantu people. Because they spread it. And the language that links all those people is called Bantoid. It's a broken version of Niger Congo.
Oh, get out of here. You love this? No, the shit I taught you, dog.
Listen, y'all, he didn't teach me shit.
Just admit it.
Listen,
dog,
y'all, he didn't teach. I'll tell y'all. Well,
they keep linking back to the same
so that's
thing
what
I
I'll
been
do.
told you.
I'll run down on the things that I never heard nobody say until Paco said it.
Start with that one.
No,
Start with that
that's
one.
not true.
Oh my God,
Paco.
dog! I just told you this
Paco.
not less than a year ago.
Paco, you didn't teach me that.
God damn.
Paco, all right, let me ask you a question. Have I always said that we were Bantu people?
Who don't know what Bantu is?
No, that's not what I asked you. I asked you, did I always say since the first episode that we were Bantu people?
I never heard you say that, no.
So it's not recorded. I never said that we're Bantus?
After I told you about Niger Congo and you looked it up, maybe.
So what I'm saying to you is this: are all Niger Congo Bantus?
That's one group out of them.
Correct. So what I'm saying is, I said I was a Bantu, right?
I never really heard you say that, but I guess you'll start saying it now.
No, okay. I got it on. It's recorded. It's already out. It's been out. I'll play it for you. So that's what I'll do, y'all. I'll make a video.
Tell you about the Bantu expansion, man. You keep telling me.
Listen, y'all. He told me there was a Bantu expansion in America. On tape.
It was. I mean, it's right in the definition that they was at the Michigan Lakes and shit like that.
So listen, y'all. With the Bantu expansion, it's not an expansion. What he's talking about is immigrants who came over here in the time of airplanes, y'all.
Nah, I'm talking about before that, bro. That's the wool over your eyes, my nigga.
Okay, so where's the proof that it happened before that?
That's why they make movies called Sacred Things, so you can't find what's going on, brother.
So where's the same thing. So again, this is another thing with no evidence, right? We just gotta take your word for it.
You won't have to, y'all.
So there's no evidence, y'all.
I know what I read, and that's not on the internet no more. Y'all just gotta take my word for it.
So how long? So these people was here how long? They ain't never built nothing, Paco?
Nah, they did build stuff.
What did they build, Paco?
All types of like statues and like things that civilization require.
And they built statues where at? In Michigan?
All along the Great Lakes, yeah.
So I should be able to look up Bantu Great Lakes, right?
Yeah, easy.
And it would tell me exactly.
And I'm not going to. And you keep saying look stuff up, but You're not looking up the right stuff, right? You don't know how to study, so
I'm asking you
I
what to
can't
look
help
up.
you with that.
I'm asking you what to look up.
I'm telling you that looking stuff up ain't gonna help you at this point.
So they took everything. So everything you talk about, they take offline, right?
Pretty much. I'm in the deep stuff. You in the surface level stuff. That's the whole thing. That's where, like I study shit in real time, nigga. I had to study at 1 at night and they cut it the fuck off by the morning, my dude.
So look, I want y'all to know something. Again, the Great Lakes Bantu languages, right, come from East Africa, y'all. So again,
Bantu people, yeah, they do.
so again, y'all, it's two ways of looking at this, right? If you know anything about the Bantus, you know it started in West Africa, so you know that anything on East
I
Africa.
ain't say they wasn't from Africa. What the fuck is going on,
What
man?
I'm saying is this: when did they come here, Paco?
More than when airplanes came. Well, way longer than when airplanes came over this month. They've been like that. The real Bantu story is fucking. I don't know. I don't got time and dates. I don't.
Who speak their language, Paco? What black people in America speak their language?
I'm not sure.
Do you know of any?
No, like when they probably been over so long that they don't speak no fucking Bantu. This Bantu expansion maybe them people speak Bantu.
So what I'm explaining is how come? Why would?
This Bantu you explain? I don't know nothing about.
So you ain't never heard of the Bantu expansion from West Africa into Asia?
I heard about the old one. I don't this new shit, the airplanes and shit. They got
So what's the when was the old one?
That's your stuff.
When was the old one? When was the old one?
I told you I don't do time and dates.
So how do you know? So how do you know it was? So how do you know? So how do you know it's older than what I'm talking about?
Huh?
So how do you know it's older than what I'm talking about if you don't do time and dates?
Because I looked at it back then, and I had a time and I had a date, and it wasn't no.
Yeah, but where did that time and date come from, Paco? I thought you said that methodology wasn't correct.
What methodology?
Carbon dating. They can't, Paco.
Certain things I don't look up too long, like they're Bantu people, like they were Africans.
Yeah, but what I'm asking you is, how do you prove that they were here in the period that you're saying? You're telling us that these people been in America.
Before that, it was at least another older one. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
How do you know that? What evidence of that do you have?
Listen, man, all my evidence is offline. That's why I don't take your Google searches seriously, my guy.
So what I'm saying is this.
The people that listen to you think you're a good talker.
Paco, you don't believe that it's a hell of a coincidence that all the different subjects me and you argue with was taken offline?
Nah, I've been telling you this for years.
Paco, listen to what I'm saying. You don't think that's a hell of a coincidence that we could talk about Bantus, we could talk about the Middle East, we could talk about America, we could talk about Native Americans, we could talk about language, we could talk about religion, and all the things that would be evidence for Paco mysteriously.
I mean, you found some of the Etruscan stuff, like some stuff they're not hiding from you.
But what did you tell me about the Etruscans that you that my evidence proved right?
You telling me they was mostly white, so I gotta get you out of here with that.
Yeah, but they were.
Sorry.
But they were. You're looking at the fact that some of them are black. You're doing it again. You're assigning what you want to be.
Shit. It don't matter.
But it does matter, dummy. Because if we talk about the population of people, it doesn't matter who ran it.
They did integrate at the end.
No, Paco. But think about what you're saying. If the population is white, Etruscans are white. It's not about who runs it. It's about the majority of the people. That's why America is predominantly white. Because the But Paco, how was it at the end when the white people been there longer than Etruscans been a thing? They just didn't have a civilization. That don't mean they wasn't alive, Paco. There was people there who conducted themselves in a very, very brutish manner. There were people there before Etruscans. I'm talking about 20,000 years before.
But the culture was black.
I never said I disagreed with you. We never disagreed there. Because the population of people was, Paco. That's how the black people got assimilated. Paco, I'm going by the assimilation. Paco, I'm going by the assimilation of the blacks. If I can't, I'm going by the assimilation of the blacks. If I can't find them no more, Paco, that means that the white group was larger. Only the no, Paco. I'm not disagreeing. Paco. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm talking about the color of the people and why they were that color. You're talking about their practices and culture.
Of course, if that's what they did, they gonna get overtook by those fucking people, though.
So that's my point. So my point is this: if we know white folks been there for thousands of years before Etruscans was ever thought of.
I don't know about that long, but
oh
yeah,
my God, Pac, you can't get a population like that in a couple thousand years. Nobody has. Nobody has, brother.
They invaded that place, so
I'm not, Paco. I'm not disputing what you're saying, but what you failing to realize, what you ain't copping to in your theory, what you won't allow.
Culture. We only talk about the
No,
culture.
Paco, we're not talking about culture. No, you're changing the argument to culture. You're changing the argument to culture. What I told you was that if the Etruscans were black, they wouldn't have got assimilated.
Culture was black, yeah.
Yes, and we agreed there. We agreed there, just like the Phoenician culture. Even once Phoenicians have a population full of white people, it might not be majority white, but it was at least half white. Even once we get to that point, the information still came from the black Phoenicians, the black people of Phoenicia, the people who went to war with the Iberian Peninsula before they got in bed with them. The information still comes from the black ones. Nobody's not saying that. Nobody's not saying that. The point is, what happened when we talking about Etruscans, the main argument is that they're not Moors. That's the main argument, that they have nothing to do with the Moors or Afro-Asiatics. Nothing. Nothing.
I don't know. But
I know for a fact. They don't speak the same language. They don't have the same religion. They don't share DNA. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. He's wrong, y'all. Etruscans are black people. Listen to what I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all how it worked. He studies the Etruscans, and that's his downfall. He don't study. No, it don't, y'all. That's one theory based off of what Herodotus said. Based off of what the Europeans said. Listen, y'all, their genes say they're from there. I said this in the last video, y'all.
That sound weird.
No, it doesn't sound weird, y'all. If you understand that the first Europeans were black. If you understand that the first,
I do know that.
so understand this. Let's fast forward down the timeline. There is a possibility.
Let's just start saying dark skin. I'm tired of black, bro.
I don't matter what he's tired of. I'm speaking to more people than him, so it don't matter what he's talking about. So again, y'all, listen, y'all. I'm proud and black. I'm black and proud, y'all. I would say I'm black to the day I die. I'm black. He can't tell me what I am. He don't have that power. Listen, y'all. He can say what he want to say. It don't make it true.
Remember in Wakanda, you black, man. You black, man.
Exactly. I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I am a black man.
But
correct, y'all.
Chinese people could be black.
Hey, yo.
White people could be black.
Okay, so he's wrong, y'all. He's wrong.
It's a status, bro.
No, y'all, he's wrong, y'all. He's wrong, y'all. White people cannot be black, and black people cannot be white. Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. The terminology has to be correct for you to understand what I'm saying. White people cannot be black, and black people cannot be white. Y'all ready for this? Black people can look white, and white people can look black. Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. A white person can look black and have a Caucasoid skull. That's what dictates him as a white person. His genetics and his no, it's not, y'all. No, it's not. Caucasoid is not a status, y'all. Caucasoid would be white in this conversation. Don't let nobody tell y'all nothing different.
Yeah, in this dumbass conversation, yeah.
In any conversation, y'all. The conversation, I'm gonna set y'all straight on something else. And this is something you're only gonna hear on the ODTV from Brock Brown. Racism is not race is not a social construct. Racism. Hold on, listen, y'all. Race is not a social construct. Racism is a social construct.
You hear what I said?
Race is a study of genetics, ladies and gentlemen. Race is
You hear
eugenics.
what I said? Black man's shiny, pale, and what's the other one? Bleached. That's what black man.
To him, y'all.
No, that's in the fucking dictionary, brother.
Okay, so y'all, we understand we not going by the dictionary, right? When it comes to who
So
we
you
are,
going by, you like that word, huh?
we going by the fact that people all over the earth identify with black people and being black. And the people who are black know the difference. They know the difference in a white person who look
Because
black.
they took over stupid shit.
Nah, y'all, because we spread across the world.
That's what we called them overseas.
I want
They
y'all
got
to
over here,
understand
you
something.
start
I
calling
want y'all to
yourself that.
understand something else that y'all only gonna get from here. You only gonna get from me. I want y'all to understand this shit because it's a fucking fact. The lighter colors come out of the darker color. I want y'all to just, as he said earlier, use your brain. There will be no way to get darker
But I
color.
told you what black means, so how are they coming from bleak pale things?
Listen, is that what I just said, y'all? Did I just say that the lighter colors
I
come?
know what you mean, but
No, listen, y'all. I didn't say. Listen, y'all. He can't know what I mean because I didn't even say what he said. I said the opposite, y'all. Listen, y'all. I said the opposite of what he said. I said that the light colors come from the dark color. Brown is a color that comes from black. Yellow and tan and red are colors that come from brown. Y'all do understand this, right? Y'all have to get this.
You talking about colors, yeah.
Exactly, because a person's color doesn't dictate their race. It just
black man, pale, shiny.
No. What I want y'all to understand. What I want y'all to understand is.
White people go to Russia, they consider black.
I want y'all to understand what he's doing. He's trying to use the dictionary to dilute an argument.
Man, I read that like 20 years ago.
But listen, y'all, that's saying that the Europeans' definition is correct. Because we know all dictionaries come from Europeans.
They so corny that they was being called that, and then they got over here and start calling us that guy.
But listen, y'all, that's if you accept their term for it.
I do accept that term for it.
I bet he does, y'all, because he doesn't want to be called it.
That's why I don't call myself that.
Exactly. Yeah. So Europeans have deterred him from calling himself something.
I don't want to be called a white neither. I don't want to. I'm cool with all that bullshit.
But do you call people white?
I try not to, but I do.
Okay, so you contradict your theory when you feel like it, basically.
Nah, I wish I didn't have to do it, but that's the.
But why do you have to? Why do you have to?
I kind of switch it up and just say Caucasians, but I don't want to. That's whack.
Are all Caucasians white?
Nah, they go overseas. They consider black.
Okay, so wait, stop. I didn't ask you that.
Not in Europe,
I didn't
Russia,
ask you that. I asked you, are all Caucasians white?
Certain parts of Africa.
I asked you, are all Caucasians white? I ain't asked you what they considered. I asked you, are all Caucasians white?
I still don't. I don't know. That question is loaded and not good.
The question is loaded, y'all. He just said. No. Listen, y'all. He just said that he don't want to use the word white. He likes to say Caucasian. Hold on, y'all. He said, I don't want to use the word white. I try to use the word Caucasian. So my question to him is, are all Caucasians white? The answer is no, y'all. No. All right, so that means that the word white and Caucasian are not interchangeable, ladies and gentlemen. Simple and plain. This is easy stuff. So the words Caucasian and white are not interchangeable if all Caucasians are not white. So when I say black Africans, I say that due to the fact that all Africans are not black.
I hope an African choke
you hear me, dude? He said he tried to be politically correct. He tried to be politically correct and say, I don't like using the word white. I try not to use it.
I hope you go to Africa.
He said I try to use the word Caucasian, right? Mm-hmm. So I asked him, are all Caucasians white? He says no. I say, so the words Caucasian and white are not interchangeable. So now he understands why I use the word black African, because all Africans aren't black.
Oh, now he gets
it.
I hope he get it. I hope he get it now. Because if all Africans ain't black, I can only be talking about, when I say black, I'm talking about the black ones, right? I'm not talking about the other ones. I'm not talking about the yellow ones. I'm not talking about the red ones. I'm not talking about the yellow ones. I'm not talking about the ones that come from mixed cultures and
You
mixed
call
races.
them the shiny pale Africans, and I hope one of them choke you out for that shit.
Listen,
I hope one of them understand
listen,
English and
listen,
just choke you the
listen,
hell out
y'all,
for
listen, y'all. He is such a coward. He just put the way he feel about Africans on me.
You just called them black Africans, and you
He
told me I'm
said,
a coward.
he said I
You
called
the
them
fucking
shiny.
bastard, yo.
He said I called them shiny.
You called them black. You called
No,
them
no, no,
black
no, no, no.
Africans.
Say what you just said. Say what you feel about him. No, no, listen, y'all, because he just said, listen, y'all, he hates them. He just said what he thinks about them and said that that's what I was trying to say.
I hate them. Okay.
Listen, y'all, who's the one who made the statement?
more
Me or
African
him?
friends than this guy.
Listen, y'all, who made the
Way
statement?
more, y'all.
Who made the statement? Me or him? Who called them shiny?
My God, I got way more African friends than
Listen,
you.
y'all, according to him, he knows who my friends are. He knows. Listen,
They're
y'all.
not African.
Listen,
So
y'all.
please
He
just
knows
stop
who
it,
my
man.
friends are. Paco knows that he has more African friends than me, dude. He knows
I'm
this.
sure.
Paco, have you ever slept with an African girl? I have. Have you?
No.
Okay. Have you ever smoked weed with an African girl? I have. Have you?
Yes.
Have you ever took an African girl on a date? I have. Have you?
Mm,
Have you ever been to
I
a
don't know
have
what
you
you
ever been
consider
to an
as a date,
African
but
have you ever been to an African club? I have. Have you ever even been to a Jamaican
I
club?
don't think so.
Have you ever been to a Jamaican club?
Yeah, absolutely, many times.
Okay, so what I'm saying to you is, I don't think you know how many African friends I may or may not have, but that's irrelevant. Me and you, amount of friends we have, does
They
not.
treated me so, like, some of them people treat me so fucking well, and you telling me I hate them was crazy.
But you just called them out their name and then said that's what I was trying to say.
Especially Liberians, like, I have them run down straight on you, bro.
Paco, are
They
most
some of the coolest people
Paco
in the world.
Paco are most Liberians black?
They know they related to us.
I'm
Yeah.
asking you, are most Liberians black? Well, we know why they're related to us, don't we?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
It was started as a colony of America, right?
For sure.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so that's why they're related to us for no other reason.
Yeah. And they some of the coolest motherfuckers towards you that you don't even understand.
So wouldn't it? So
You
would
don't
so
even
wouldn't it?
understand.
So wouldn't it be? So wouldn't it be clear to say that they come from Black Americans?
Yeah. Some of
Okay.
them.
Okay. So now, those would be them, and the people of South Africa would be the least African people in Africa.
Yeah, that's why I told you they really cool.
So
towards
why
us,
should
yeah.
we? So why should we use them as the standard for Africans?
I didn't say that. I just said that they cool as fuck. That's all I said about them.
Yeah, but I know people from Nigeria. I know people from Benin and
Me too.
Togo.
I got friends from Nigeria.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Several.
I speak to people all the time from over there. What I'm explaining to you is this: they don't have no problem being called black.
No, they don't.
Okay, so the people in Australia, didn't they have a black movement out there, Paco? Where they called their movement black? The people in
I
Europe.
don't know about that. I don't know.
Well, look it up. The people in Europe, didn't they have a movement out there?
Maybe.
Didn't they have a movement out there talking about they was black people? That they come from slavery, Paco? Ain't that what
Oh
black?
yeah.
Okay, so black Europeans come from slavery, right?
They my brothers and sisters too.
I mean, but how you know that if you ain't coming from the same place they come from? How are they your brothers and sisters? We all agree all Africans ain't related and all Africans ain't the same. So how do you know that?
All kinfolk ain't kinfolk, but they kinfolk. That's how I know.
How do you know?
Because
You saying that black people in America was never enslaved by Europeans, or it was very small. You didn't say that. You didn't say never. You said it was very few people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if it was very few people, then that means only a few people in
They more or
America
less work together, especially in those slavery times.
work together where?
Like coming over as soldiers and beating people over the head.
So when they came from Europe, when white people came from Europe, they ain't bring none of their black slaves, right?
No, they did bring some.
But it wasn't a lot.
Mm-mm.
So of all the countries, none of them brought a lot, and the amount that they brought per country don't add up to a lot.
Not necessarily. So thank you.
I'm saying, but I'm not talking about necessarily. I'm saying, I'm talking about you saying it wasn't a lot of people. That's a fact, right?
Say it again.
There not being a lot of slaves. That's a fact, correct?
It's not a lot.
Not being a lot. Yeah, you said there wasn't a lot of black people brought over here by Europeans, right?
Yeah, but it was a lot. Like it wasn't as much as y'all saying, but yeah, it was some.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, was
That's
it
the business over there? Yeah.
was it enough to affect the populations of North or South America? No, it wasn't.
It was more coming from that direction. I would say that.
What you mean that direction? I'm lost.
Like Spaniards actually had Spanish black people slaves. Yeah.
Do you agree that it would be easier to get to South America from Africa than Europe? Seeing how
Say it
South
again, because I'm
do
about to hit you over the head with that
do
one.
you believe that it's easier to get to South America from Africa than Europe? You know,
For
Africa.
sure. That's what I keep telling you. Yes.
No, did you hear my question right?
Yeah, I did.
I said, is it
Is it
easier?
easier to get from Africa to South America? Absolutely.
So you said that white people brought themselves, some black people and other white people from Europe, but they couldn't bring black people from Africa, which you just said was easier, right?